The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Big breaking story yesterday.
It's huge.
The headlines, I thought, oh no, here we go. We've got a proper maritime disaster on our hands. When the news came through that a boat was stranded on the Swan River and there were children aboard. I'm like, oh no, this is awful. They ran out of petrol. And everyone was fine. That's the story. They ran out of petrol. They got a tow. And it was
the water rats were there. We were literally a couple of 100 metres away because they are stationed in North Fremantle.
Yes, that's right. And this happened at Point Walter, where there's a massive sandbar where pretty much they could have walked to safety if they needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, it was a party boat. Terrible weather for a boat party yesterday.
Why
are you having a boat? Yeah, worst, horrible heavy showers coming through all the time. Not the greatest party atmosphere.
No, not at all. The interesting thing about that, I mean, running out of petrol, we'll get back to that. But to see this state light up and our local paper and a big media website launch into this investigation where no one was injured.
No, everybody was absolutely fine. The boat was fine. It just needed some fuel.
On the Swan River.
Well,
the party got extended, didn't it?
Yes, exactly.
For longer.
And the story did report, because we needed to know every detail, that some people were seen using their mobile phones to take selfies. And I'm like, that's any party ever.
Yeah.
But,
oh, my God.
And also,
ridiculous.
all the children were fine. Everything's fine.
You know why? Because they were on the Swan River.
Yeah. And they could walk if they wanted to.
Yes.
Pretty much.
It was a laid-back company or something I was saying. The details are it's a laid-back charter company and everyone's very chilled about it.
Yeah.
And so chilled there's no petrol left.
Yeah.
No, it's somebody running out of petrol.
I know. I mean, that is a bit embarrassing if you're a professional just boat charter business and you forget to fuel up the boat before you go.
Oh, I mean, that guy.
Yeah. I know.
Ross, did you put the petrol in?
No.
There's a meeting. There's a meeting about that today. But other than that, running out of petrol is, though, because it's like, you know what's happened when it happens. And you're like, oh, yeah. I should put petrol in, shouldn't I? The last time I ran out of petrol, my 21st birthday, the day of my 21st party, Saturday morning. I was living in Melbourne at the time. I had a bit of running around to do. Not surprisingly, I had to go and get my hair done. I had to be in like 4 places, and it was coordinated. Like, you've got to move along from one to the other just to pick some things up and organise some things from the caterer, all of that kind of stuff. And I leave the house and I drive down the hill, and my car goes. And then just dies.
Yep.
I was luckily within walking distance to home. I had to go back. I had to wake up my flatmate. I had to get her to drive me to a servo. I had to buy a jerry can. I was a student, didn't have a lot of money. Buy a jerry can, fill it up, take it back, fill up the Corolla, and away I went. And it just threw me out by about 20 minutes. And I'm like, oh, this is... Yeah. It's a disaster. So I had to drink to compensate at my 21st.
Right. Does it happen you know what actually happens when you're older? Because there was it earlier this year or last year when someone had done that on Canning Highway opposite Melville Mazda, and I got out and started pushing the car in.
Oh, did you? And they ran out of petrol. There's literally a petrol station there.
They were literally 20 metres from the driveway of the Shell.
Yeah, the Shell's right there.
Into it. Yeah. But I was thinking,
that's having it fine. And also, our cars tell us now.
Yeah, I ran out of petrol in the tunnel. It was when I was much younger. I had a van and everything was breaking. The clutch was slipping, but the petrol light the gauge had stopped working, and then the petrol light stopped working. And obviously, I found out in the middle of the tunnel, which is very inconvenient because then Dad tried to pick me up. He missed me, and then
he's got to go round.
You can't just do a U-turn.
No, you got to go off. You got to go around the other way, and you got to come back again.
Very annoying to run out of petrol.
We want to know: have you run out of petrol, and where were you? How inconvenient was it? Beck, hello.
Hello, how you going?
Good,
Great, Beck. Where did you run out of gas?
Well, I ran out of fuel at the service station, one car bay over, in Broome.
Yeah.
And, and it was a diesel, so we'd run out of fuel. But as we pulled up, that's where the car ran out of fuel.
Okay, well, that's
good.
And we didn't even go to the service station for the fuel.
Hang on, wait. What were you going to the servo for?
So we were on our way back. So we'd come from our Westro station. We'd come all the way through, and we had heaps of fuel and all that, and filled up on the way, and everything was fine. Except for the vehicle that we were in, we were told, don't go too low because something had happened to the gauge and it wasn't quite reading right. So, we thought, we'll be fine, and we're travelling in. And it's like, I reckon it was probably about 12 o'clock at night. It was really, really late. And we'd finally got in, so we were driving in the dark, towing camper trailer, car full of people. We'd done a huge challenge. We were having a blast.
Yeah.
And we pull in to buy something at the servo before we were all tucking in for bed, and as we pulled up, the car ran out of petrol.
God, how lucky
Right
is
at
that?
point. Yeah,
But you weren't on the right Bowser.
We weren't. We were a car bay over because we didn't
That's
want to pull
a pain.
up at the Bowser. We
So-
were just pulling up to buy something, and as we pulled up, we ran out of diesel.
So did you have to
then
use
my
your
son
jerry
and I
can?
had to get out, get the jerry can that we'd had and taken on the gib and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Leave the car.
Walk 3
and
metres.
then
Exactly.
walk in, pay our money, and then fill up our car. But because my son was 14 at the time, we were in a massive argument about how to do everything.
Of course.
And of course, I knew nothing.
Yeah.
Beck, did you have to buy the jerry can to move a couple metres?
they had
them on
one
there.
in the gib.
I hastened the
Yeah.
jerry can because I'd been on the gib, you see. So,
Yeah, you don't do that without a jerry can.
I was
Come on,
so
Ross.
prepared,
Beck,
and then I
further,
ran out of diesel.
further question. Once you put your $20 worth of diesel into the
Yes.
car from the jerry can, then did you drive around to the Bowser and then fill it up?
I certainly did.
That's a cracking story. Thanks, Beck. All right, Joe's in High Wycombe. Hello.
Hello, good morning, guys.
Hi, Joe. When did you run out of fuel?
It was about 6 years ago. I got a contract from Perth to go to a mine site north of Kalgoorlie,
Yep.
Yes.
and it was driving an emergency vehicle. So it was an ambulance.
Yes.
So I contracted up. I drove the ambulance up, got to Kalgoorlie, got it all checked. Do I need diesel at the ambulance place? No, you'll be fine. You've only got 140 k's to go. You'll get it in,
Easy.
no worries.
Easy.
Got a piece of cake. Yeah, diesel, good,
Yeah.
Drive it properly.
Goes
she'll
the
be good.
distance, yeah.
Yeah, goes the distance. And emergency services have got everything else but diesel on board, don't you? Plenty of water, plenty of everything else. Driving along on a dirt track, 120 k's out of Kalgoorlie, and it was just coming on to sundown.
Yes.
The lights on the car just started to fade
Oh.
and fade, and then the engine slowed, and it stopped completely. Out of diesel.
That's not where you want to be.
Out of
stuck.
diesel.
And you're
How
120
did they-
k's out of town
Yes.
on a dirt
On a
road
mine,
to
on
nowhere.
a mine road. The only thing that comes in is people coming in backwards and forwards
Yeah.
from work. I sat on the side of the road, went into panic mode, didn't know what to do.
Yes.
Ambulance, two-way radio. No,
At least there's a
work,
bed
not
in the
connected.
Yeah,
That's right. And oxygen to keep me going.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this four-wheel drive. And this dumpy, short fella with the scruffiest hair and the dirtiest clothes. He said, "Good day, Dale. You ran out of diesel, have you?" I said, "Oh, God." It's
gonna kill me.
This is Wolf Creek all over again.
And he said, "Follow me." He said, "Just follow me to my camp and I'll give you some diesel."
But you
And I
couldn't
thought, "Oh,
follow-
God,
what, on
I can't
foot?"
go. He said, "It's all right. I'm going to tow you."
Oh.
I thought, "Oh, my God, he's going to tow me to his camp. This is the end of me. I'm never going to see anybody again."
Yeah.
What do you do?
So he towed me to his camp. He put 37 litres of diesel in the ambulance,
Yeah.
waited, made sure, bled it all, got it all going,
Yeah.
started me, made sure I was writing off. He said, "You know where you're going. Cross the next 2 grids and you'll be there." I said, yep, I've got all that. Anyway, got out of there, and I don't know if you know, north of Kalgoorlie, there's a little pub. So after I got to the mine site, I got to site.
Amazing.
Dropped off the ambulance, said, "Never ask me to contract for you again."
Yes, exactly.
So you
Because
definitely
I'm never
survived?
driving. I was just out of it. Anyway, and the visions of this little dumpy, ugly man was still in my head.
He's your guardian
Anyway,
angel. What are you talking about?
He was. Anyway, got to the everyone on site, and they said, "Well, we're going to this little pub. It's called Kukini."
Kikani,
Yes,
okay.
yes, that's one where the horse goes into the bar.
That's where the
Yes.
horses hangs
Yep.
out at the bar. That's it. Got in there.
Never paid for a
walked
drink,
into
mind
the-
you.
Why the long
Oh,
face?
yeah. Got in there, walked in, and I thought I could really do with a beer. And all of a sudden, this brother, ugly little man, rolled, ball, turned around and yelled out, "Good day, 37 litres, how are you?"
Oh,
And I thought, oh, my God, he actually remembered.
yeah.
How'd you forget
It was
you?
like an hour before, but he was the creepiest. And the people from the mine site said, "Is he the man?" And then he said, no, don't worry about giving me back the diesel. No. I thought, oh, God, what you've just put me through. I thought I was going to die. And I said, "I'll give you the money for the diesel, plus I'll buy you beer." And then he was like my best friend.
I bet he was.
Joe,
Oh,
you
mate.
need- Joe needs her own radio show.
I know, Joe. Quite the tale.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've got tales to tell too, I reckon.
All
Plenty
right.
more.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
The big show was last night, and obviously we're talking about the poo story on Channel 9.
Because you won't stop talking about
We
it.
saw the promo, and we were all in, and by we, probably me. You guys are interested.
I was interested because of the promo and the lines in the promo.
Yeah.
They were just so...
Not interested enough to watch it, but...
No, but there was just...
Well, that's what I'm here for, because I want to share the poop story.
Great.
First, and it's mainly the...
Sorry, can I just ask you? I know you say poop a lot, but why...
I hate talking about poop, which is ironic.
But isn't it poo?
Yeah, but it just
well, sometimes he calls it poop.
It feels
which is,
more...
I think, is way worse.
I feel like it's politer. Poop. Okay. Anyway, Tomo, introing the story, golden itself. Let's listen to that.
It's CCTV that's shocking to watch. A Perth jogger treating a doctor's doorstep as her own public toilet. Staff at the Osborne Park Health Clinic fed up with the multiple deposits reaching out tonight in a bid to help the repeat offender.
Like the seriousness of Tomo, what a guy. The second part is, now imagine, I believe there's a position called a COS, and they tell the journos, all right, this is your story today. So Jamie Freestone would have got a call from the COS, spoken to him,
staff, yes.
and he would have said, all right, you're on
this, you're on Poo Watch.
Did a great job. Here's Jamie Freestone.
This Osborne Park poo jogger first unloaded back in December in broad daylight. But since then, it's happened 3 more times. The same woman almost caught mid-act in March by a passing car. She pauses before completing the deed. Back again in April, seemingly stopping her Fitbit before dropping her shorts on the disability access ramp.
You see the vision? She
Why are you
pauses.
stopping your Fitbit?
She's not running
She's
during
not
that.
running.
It doesn't count.
You don't want it. You don't want your time to be messed up because you had to take a bathroom break on the disability ramp.
Yeah, not good.
Well,
I do
far too slippery.
Do respect the pausing of the Fitbit. All right, so the business. Let's talk about the business. What they did to try to stop it. Let's hear from the business.
Forced to call in professional cleaners, the team at ADSA Health Hub has tried to flush out the culprit, reporting it to police and the local council. But last week, she had the trots again.
They put up signs, photos of her saying, this.
Hey, we're all
Publicly
over
shaming you.
Yeah.
Stop pooing here.
Don't do it. But the end of the story, I thought, was really nice by the business.
It gets better.
Well, they offered an olive branch in the situation.
Oh, okay, great.
This is how the story ended.
We'd love her to come in and see our GP and see if we can do something to help her.
Great.
Put a cork up her
Yes.
bum.
Yes. Less fibre.
That is so seriously. That was so serious.
Yeah.
And can you imagine writing the script? How you just be laughing.
Well, I'm going to have to put
geez, I'm so
flush
good.
in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got the trots.
It's gold. Anyway.
The Fitbit
Flush out
part's
the
really
comment. I
interesting.
know, yeah, that's right. Well, you don't want to mess
And
up
it does
your
make
run
sense,
time.
Nat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does
When
make
you're an athlete, Sean.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Well done to Channel 9 and that. More stories like that, please.
Ross, you'll keep us updated if there's any developments, obviously.
Absolutely.
No, we're banning you from talking about it for a while. It's been too much. First
Yeah.
it was you, and now it's this jogger.
It has been a lot. I'm happy to take a bit of a break. A toilet break.
Stop it.
Yeah.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Now, Ross is with us, and the one thing we know about Ross is he's a warrior for justice.
Well, the older you get, you want things to be fair, right? And that roused me up, when something like unfair or unjust happens. And when it happens to a family member, that really perks me up. And I'm very passive and chilled, and I wrote
You are.
I made a formal complaint, but let me get to why I made a formal complaint about a business. So I got home yesterday or the day before, and the wife said she'd gone to a cafe. Not going to name it because that'd be unethical. So it's just a cafe, But you have good character. That's all I ask for in life. And she gets there at 7:15 a.m. It's been open for, I don't know the opening time, but it's at least 7, if not 6:30 or 6.
Sure.
She's the only person there. She's got the 2 boys under 5. And she goes to the counter.
And those kids have probably been up for 3 hours. This woman needs a coffee.
She needs a coffee.
Just give her a coffee.
She's just trying to look after the kids and get a coffee. 3 staff members there, and 2 of them, I believe, were just talking to each other. One was doing something else, but they're talking. And she stands at the counter. They see her, but they do not serve her after 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4, 5 minutes. She was standing waiting. Now, that is a long time to be waiting to be served when there's no customers.
If she didn't have kids, she would have walked with the kids there. She would have walked out, but it's just too hard to gather them up.
Yeah. So, and 3 staff, I said they were talking to each other. So she was telling me the story, and I was getting enraged.
Sure.
And I was like,
because as they say, happy wife, happy life.
And
she was an unhappy wife at that point.
Yeah.
And rightly so. And it wasn't your fault for once.
yeah. And I thought, I can
fix this.
I'm going to stand up for my family. It's the right thing to do. So I said, I'll sort it out. I'll call them. So I called them. And then while it's ringing, I was like, what am I going to say? I need to and you know what I had to say? I was like, I need to speak to the manager, was what I would have had to say.
Okay, Karen.
I know.
This is great and good on you.
But you need to, because what I was thinking is I want to let the business know what happened.
Yes, why they have a dissatisfied customer, yes.
In a respectful way.
Sure.
Because she said she's never gone back.
Yeah.
And so no one answered. So I go...
Oh, they were very busy talking to one another.
Yeah, probably. So I went to the website and I wrote a formal complaint in the email. And this is what I wrote.
Okay.
My wife was there this morning, and I'm trying to be respectful.
Yeah.
This morning with our 2 boys this morning at 7:15 a.m. And once at the counter, the 3 staff ignored her for 5 minutes before asking for her order. There was no one else in the store to have her standing around being ignored for 5 minutes. We felt was really poor customer service, to the point where she said she never wants to go back. I thought it was important to tell you directly. So that's what I wrote. What do you think of that?
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's
100%.
respect, like, as soon as you lose your emotion, like if you had to be like, boo, or you suck, or put it on social media and try and shame them, that's you're taking away from your own actions by doing something I don't think
Yes, you're a very ethical man.
Too many people let that happen and don't
say
inform
anything.
the business, because
That's right.
then they don't come back, right? The business needs you to be able to go back in and spend your money, because that's what they're what they're doing.
Feedback's your friend, Sean.
Failure's feedback. There's a guy called Ray McLean, and he used to come around, and he's from a business called Leading Teams, and all AFL and professional businesses around Australia used to use Ray. And one of the stories he tells was when he went into a bank, the bank hired him to come in, check out their values and their systems and operating on how they do things. And he said the first thing he walked in there and he noticed there was, writing on the wall, we exist to look after the customer and all that kind of stuff. So he's in line and he's waiting. There's one person in front of him and 2 ladies are having a chit-chat for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Same situation.
Yeah. And and I will defend these girls a bit. Like, they're obviously not the owner, and they're trying to get some money, obviously, maybe a bit young. So I wanted to let the owner know. I got an email back yesterday.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, Ross.
You are never welcome here again.
The girls have been fired.
And I also put my name on this email because I had no problem with what I was saying.
You sent it from your Nova email account,
well, it was an online entry, so, online form. Okay, she wrote, apologies, this isn't usually an issue we have, especially first thing in the morning. Staff should be ready to go for the day then. Thank you for your feedback. I've scheduled a chat with the staff. If you ever want to come back, you're welcome to a coffee on the house from me. I thought
but those girls are going to spit in it.
They're definitely going to spit in it, Ross. They're definitely going to spit in it.
You can't drink that coffee.
Just let the team at the front desk know of this email.
No, you can't do that.
You've spoken to the manager, insert name.
No.
Firstly, great response from her. I think that's perfect.
Yes.
But, you can't go back.
No.
My husband complained and we get a free coffee.
So I'm here for my free coffee.
We're just making out of it. Get out of dishwasher water. Exactly. Yeah.
So, that's. I feel good about it, I think. What do you? Did I do the right thing?
No, you did. You did.
Nat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did, but I don't think that. And I admire that the boss is saying, we will talk to them and stuff. But I think that from the workers' point of view, they'll be like, I'll tell him to shove it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But you did all that you could.
Yeah, and we're never going back.
Circumstances. No,
because we're too embarrassed.
Never going back there.
Well, I'm embarrassed. Yeah, no, I can't do it.
Give him a chance. I mean, don't order a coffee because you know what you can do.
Don't try and claim the freebie. Other than that, give him a chance.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.